Hello everyone, my name is Wong, and today we are working with another DJI unboxing video. I am literally have 4 videos right now, 4 DJI products in the queue right now that I'm working on. In fact, one of them is another DJI drone. Not this one, it is the Mini 3 Pro, but DJI just decided, hey, guess what, Martin? We're gonna drop another drone and you're gonna like it and you're gonna buy this. You're gonna give us all your hard-earned cash, which also bring me to the next point is that DJI did not sponsor this video. They didn't pay me. They didn't even give me this product. I have to buy it with my own money. Anyway, you know what? So one of this day, DJI, hook a brother up. Let's work out something, give me something, we'll do this again, This is the new DJI Avata, which is their new immersive flight experience FPV drone. It's one of those drones where you wear a goggle and you look like a cyborg from the future, and then you can fly a little plane around. This is one of those. And this is the Pro View combo. It comes with the goggle, the new goggle 2, and the same motion controller, which I'll get into in a bit. But let's open up this bad boy. What's crazy thing about this is that they released this on Thursday, or they announced it on Thursday. I ordered it. I got it on Saturday, which is amazing. Like, I know a lot of companies want to learn from this, which is have a product announced and has it ready, shipped already. It sounds easy, but it takes a lot of prep to get to that level of preparation. Trust me, I work with a lot of companies. Sometimes it takes forever for them to launch a product and take even longer to ship them out, especially with the supply chain issue we have right now. So they were able to ship this out. Props to them, man. Good for them. Linking is required before use. Please scan the QR code to watch the tutorial video. This is one of those products which I have to watch tutorial because I am not gonna try to fly this around without some knowledge on how this product works. So this Pro View combo comes in 2 packages. Number 1 is the goggle with the motion control. This is the goggle 2. And the other is the drone itself, the DJI Avata. You can buy them separately. You can buy the Avata or the goggle and the motion control separately. However, you cannot buy just the goggle without the controller, which is my problem because I already have one right here. I have this with my DJI FPV drone, which we're gonna get into a bit as well. And I already bought this motion control already, but this one gonna come with it. Either I have to sell the extra one or I'm just gonna have 2 of this. Maybe I can dual view. Let's open up the goggle first, since we're talking about it. It's one of those packages. All right, up here we see some usual instruction telling you to download the app, charge the motion controller, turn it on, charge using power, use the app, control with the drone. Cool. So let's take a look at this. So we have the goggle right here, and I'm going to assume this is the other accessory, which are the band, ring for the eyes, cable. Ooh, this is different. This cord is different than the other one. So this is also a problem I want to talk about. They haven't fixed this issue, which is they still require you have a battery plugged into the goggle, but then the battery has to go somewhere that's, maybe in your pocket or somewhere. Looks like they did add a clip here to this. So meaning you can use it to clip on your band, maybe your headband. So then you don't have to put it in your pocket. So they might know about it, but they haven't changed it completely yet. You got the controller here, which I'm not gonna take it out because I already have one. There is a USB-C to USB-A cable, USB female A and USB-C male. You got some instruction manual here and a battery. Okay, this battery looks like the same as the previous generation one for the DJI FPV. There's a slight difference, as you can see, you maybe see here. So the new one right here, it has a little notch here and this one doesn't. I'm gonna go back to what I said earlier. This clip is not for the headband. This clip is for clipping to the battery so it doesn't turn off suddenly. Now let's open up the goggle itself. So this is the goggle. It is a lot smaller than the goggle V2, which is now what I'm getting into, the stupid part. This is the DJI Goggle V2, which is what you get with original DJI FPV. This is the DJI new goggle called DJI 2. V2 is this guy. 2 is this guy. V2 and 2. I don't understand. I'm sure someone in marketing would be saying, hey, shouldn't we change it to like 3 or something else, maybe Avata goggle or something, so it's not confusing to people to have one called V2 and one's called 2, because V2 sounds like the second version, and this is also called 2. I know someone in DJI has brought it up, but someone else said, nah, it'll be fine, and then they just move forward with it. This is the cute part. This little part, they have little antenna here, but they look like little like bug antenna, so it's very cute. In the back here, they do have a clip that can protect the lens for this, which is great because I actually personally had to buy one from a third-party website for the DJI goggle to get this one, the little pad thing. They actually provide one themselves now, which is great. This is a cheap plastic that's just clip on. I wish they made it out of magnetic so it could just snap in with magnets. But you know what? It's better than nothing, to be honest. But can it be better? 100%. Keep the lens away from direct sunlight to avoid damage. Okay. How do I look? Am I from the future enough? So this strap is also different. The old one, you have a strap on the top that wrap around your head. With this new one, the strap is only around your head. Ta-da! So this is the strap. Let me try putting it on. This actually feels pretty good. It's much lighter, doesn't take up as much space. One thing that's special about this is that they have a touchpad here, which is new instead of having button control. So obviously this is smaller and it is definitely lighter. This is only 290 gram compared to the 420 gram of this. So it's about 110 gram heavier. The resolution of this is actually better as well. This is 1080p versus the Goggle V2, which is only 810p. I am now going to charge the battery and I'm gonna unbox actually the drone itself. All right, now let's open up the drone itself, the DJI Avata. Ta-da! It does tell you to have, this is less graphic. It's only one QR code here to tell you to download the app, and that's about it. Some manual here. All right, and this is the drone itself. And there's an extra propeller here and some screw and a hexagon tool, hexa key. This is a USB cable charger. Oh yes, adapter for single charger for the flight batteries. We don't really need it because I did get the extra battery. We'll talk about this in a second. So let's open up the drone. This bag actually feels nicer. Like it feels a little bit thicker than the normal cheaper bags. So I wonder, is it their way of cushioning the drone because there's no other cushion around here. I mean, this top is a bit harder, but ta-da! So this is the DJI Avata. As you can see, there are 4 propellers. Each one have 5 blades. Now, there are a few key features about this drone. Obviously, the biggest one would be the propeller to safeguard your drone so it can literally bump into things and it should be okay. In their video, they actually is pretty aggressive. They show how to bounce into a wall and like, all right, that's cool, let's keep on flying. I'm sure I'll still get a mini heart attack, but this is what the propeller guard is for. There are also some downward obstacle sensing system right here, so then it won't get too low to the ground, but you could fly this lower than normally with a drone just to do some cool shot with it. The small little camera right up here can shoot in 4K 60 FPS. It can also do rock steady, just like the other FPV, but it can also do horizon steady, which means you can turn the camera this way, that way. It will still stay stable as in the horizon line, which is impressive because it's what I use for the DJI action camera, which is a video which I'm also working on, but it's not out yet. The camera also got a little bit upgrade compared to the DJI FPV drone, which I have it right behind me over here. This camera sensor is only 1/2.3 inches, and this is 1/1.7 inches. The camera here can also shoot in D-scene-like, just like the other one. The Avata is obviously smaller than the old FPV drone, so they're kind of like more sibling, because while this one is smaller, it doesn't fly as fast. It still goes pretty fast, but this guy can go up to 88 miles per hour on manual, while the DJI Avata can only go up to about 60 miles per hour in manual mode. The lens field of view is about the same, with the DJI FPV at 150 and the Avata at 155. They both have an aperture 2.8 lens. The bit rate, however, of the Avata is a bit higher at 150, and the FPV is only at 120. So another thing that is still similar between the two drones is that you can use the joystick controller, which you need if you need to fly manual or do some crazy acrobatic stuff. I'm not that great, but I definitely want to practice with that instead of the motion controller. The max hover time between the two drones is actually pretty similar too. The FPV is at 16 minutes and the Avata is at 18 minutes. However, the battery size are very different. Look at this guy from the FPV and then versus this guy from the Avata. This is crazy. Like, this small guy is like half the size of the big guy. Like, look at this. Which makes sense because the DJI FPV drone is about 795 grams, while the Avata is only 410 grams. So it's like half the weight. So makes sense the battery is half the size. Speaking of battery, I did also get the Fly More battery pack, which comes with like the charger dock and 2 other battery, the Fly More kit. The funny things about this is that the Fly More kit dock has 4 ports for me to plug in batteries. But the drone came with 1 battery and the Fly More kit came with 2. So there's an extra slot right here for me to put another battery there. Like, is this their way of telling me to spend more money and buy another battery? Like, it might work because this doesn't feel like, my brain's just telling me this is incomplete. I need to put another guy right here. So I might end up buying another battery. Like, knowing how much fun FPV drones are, I will not be, stop myself from getting more, just gonna fly more with it. This is definitely not a cheap FPV drone to play with. It is an entry FPV drone, but it's not cheap. This one with the goggle, with the motion controller, is about $1,400, while the original DJI FPV runs you about $1,000. So it's definitely a really expensive hobby for me, but it's a lot of fun. If you want to try it, I would definitely recommend it, especially the new Avata. It has the propeller guard to keep you safe from doing too much damage. Yeah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go charge up these bad boys and go stick them on the test flight. Let's go. All right, so this is my first flight test. I'm gonna try it out with this first, good old motion controller. This is actually my motion controller, not the one that come with it, because it's exactly the same. So let's give it a try. I'm gonna put on my headset. Okay, let's give this a try. Gotta turn this on. I like the sound of it. There's actually the speaker on this is pretty loud. Okay, so let me put this battery in my pocket. They still have to solve this problem with this battery thing. I'm sure they need to find a way. I'm sure that everybody talks about it, so they know about it, but they're just not doing it. All right, everything looks good. Okay, so let's give this a try. Double press. Oh, there we go. Okay. So one thing I have here is the head tracking. It's not on right now. That's fine. Let me fly out somewhere first, so it is not inside here. I can put it behind me. Okay, let me put on brake. Let me try to use the head tracking, which is kind of interesting. So now I can look up, look left, look right, and the drone will turn based on where my head is turning. Okay, let's bring it up a little bit. Okay, so this is the weird part because the drone will fly based on where your controller is, but not where your head is facing. Your head can be looking left, but it can fly to the right. So the head tracking is there, but like you can fly kind of, but it's really disorienting if you don't know how to position both. So like motion controller is not my favorite, to be honest, but it is very easy for people to start using the drone using the motion controller because it's very intuitive for them to just fly around, using a hand holding joystick. Good for some, not great for others. Personally, not my favorite. Turn on head tracking. It's a cool idea, but I don't think it's fully well made yet. This is great. this without head tracking now is great. I feel a lot more comfortable flying with this. So with the prop guard, I feel a little bit more comfortable flying around it, around places. Like even like tighter places, like, you know, here. Yeah, with the DJI, the first version of it, I would not feel comfortable doing this because it's literally blade flying around me. But this, I feel okay about it. Feels very much like a video game. Because it's a wide angle, I actually can't tell how far it is from things. I'm sure it's a wider view than it actually is. So I'm flying like, I feel like it's really low. I feel like I'm hitting those tables constantly, but I know it's not. But with this new DJI Avata, you can fly pretty close to the floor. And it would feel pretty cool because you have a different perspective on things. This is fun. So I feel comfortable flying this, you know, at home in an indoor situation. Okay, let's go a little bit faster. So I'm at normal. This is about 18 miles per hour. I can switch mode to, there you go, sport mode. Sport goes a little bit faster. Sports can go up to, I believe, 30 miles per hour. I'm not sure, does that turn off the safety feature? Usually it does. So I'll try to get not as close to things. Oh, this feels really cool. It does have a higher pitch sound than the DJI FPV. However, it is not louder. It is about the same about volume wise, but the pitch is definitely higher. Left, back up. This is great. Oh, this is fun. Like, this is like the reason why I love FPV in the first place. And the brake system is amazing. Let me bring it down a little bit so it got closer back to us again. So I'll go straight. See how that just brake instantly? That is amazing. So that's a great feature about DJI, is that they want to making sure that it can brake very suddenly in case you feel unsafe about it. One thing I noticed is that it doesn't have a lot of warning when it get close to things. Because most DJI drone, when I go close to any wall or anything, it will show you like a, you know, like a warning, like, oh, you're too close to an object. And right now, it doesn't do that. It feels very close. I don't know how I feel about it. I can't tell how close it is because I'm wearing goggles, but it feels very close. It is really close. I think because you have prop guard, it doesn't mind hitting against wall. But I would still appreciate, oh, there's no sensor on the side, that's why. There's no sensor, there's only a downward sensor. So if I get low enough, I think it will tell me. Let's see. I don't think it does. I am very close to the floor now. And there's, I mean, tell me it's 0.9 feet. But it doesn't get any lower actually. So if I slowly ease on the trigger, I can actually make it fly around places. Short places like this. But I definitely feel a lot safer flying this drone at like tight places like this. I just feel my whole body tense up though, like I'm like much smaller now because I'm like, oh. Yeah, this is something I definitely would not do without my old drone. All right, let's switch it around and let's try out the classic controller, the joystick controller. Okay, how do I bring this down? It's an auto landing in progress. Making sure aircraft is safe and press and hold the lock button. There you go. Voila, that's our first flight. It's pretty fun. Let's try it out with the joystick controller instead of the motion controller. All right, so now I'm gonna use the classic controller. This is like more traditional, drone using controller, the joystick one. The only thing is that I am not flying in manual today. First of all, I didn't unlock the back end where you can do full manual to, ease up on the throttle, but also because I am not confident enough yet. However, I am more used to flying with this. It does make me feel like I have more control. So let's give it a try. Okay, I cannot fly at me. Zooming it out on my screen. Okay, there you go. So this I'm a little bit more familiar with. So I have the joystick. It feels really much like a video game. I have it set up so that my left side is forward, backwards. Does it go backward? Let's go backward. And then it go move left, move right. Then just turn left, turn right, and go up, go down. Is there anyone? Oh, and of course this allow me to move the gimbal of the camera on the drone. Okay, is anyone in the park right now? There are some kids, so let's not fly into kids. I don't want to scare kids. So this drone, just like the FPV, the first one, it does have 10 kilometers, which is about 6 miles. So I could go pretty far with it if it's unobstructed. I'm in normal mode, so I feel really, really slow when it's this high. So I'm gonna switch it up to sport mode. Is it this button? Nope. Aircraft flight. Unable to. How do I switch? Oh, right. This switch. There you go. Sport mode. Right, now we can go about 30 miles per hour. So this allowed me. I feel like I have more freedom with this because I feel like I have more control with this. It's very loud. I'm like really far from it, but I can hear it. Oh, this feels really divey with this camera. Oh, I feel like the gimbal can pivot a lot more with this than the other one. Like, look at that. The gimbal pitch can go so high and so low. I wonder if it's more than the FPV. Look at this. It can look straight down, and I don't think the FPV can do this. This Avata allows me to fly it with like the gimbal facing all the way down. That's interesting, but also really strange. Like, do you see how the little legs that you can see now? The little pop guard. Oh, that's weird. But I guess it can make like really cool diving shots without actually diving. So that's cool. Because like if I just point the gimbal down, it looks like I'm diving a lot. I'm not diving at all. I'm just flying forward. Oh, okay. So that can give you another creative look if you want to. See, like this, it'll look very divey when it's not. Okay. So one thing to keep in mind is that what I'm seeing right now through my goggle is not what the camera will record. So later I can go home and take a look at like what does it actually look like. Let's go back to normal mode. I feel pretty fast flying it. I can't tell. 18 miles. I mean, I'm sure I'm not going at 18, but it feels fast. Yeah, this feels like a video game. But I feel pretty safe going pretty low with this compared to the other one. But this is like a round shot. Yeah. Like, it's weird because like the lens and camera feel just like the same as the other one, but I already feel safer without any difference of flying it. the dogs are still there.
You want to purposely crash it or something?
Oh, I almost hit. Did I almost hit that pillar?
No.
It feels like it. It feels so close.
You want to purposely crash it?
Nah, I think I'm good.
Okay.
That will happen one day. Okay, let me try to land on the table. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, stop, 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 stop. Oh, did I hit something?
The ground?
I definitely hit the pillar, I think, behind me earlier. Okay, let's see if it's okay. Like, I definitely hit something. What does it say? It's a impact detected. But let's take a look. I like how I say, nah, I'm not gonna crash it, and then I instantly crash it.
I like how I say, nah, I'm not gonna crash it. I'm sure I'll still get a mini heart attack.
And then I instantly crash it. Classic. Let's take a look. Completely fine. So I think what happened was that I was landing it like right here, right? I was landing it here at the end, and then for some reason it hovered. I think it's just not steady with the wind. It hovered, and then when it's landing, it was just doing this, and it fell off this way, popped aside, and then just land back this way. Oh, I see a little scratch here, but like so little, you can't even see it unless you look really up close. But that's kind of what this camera is meant to be. It's meant for you to props around places and let it bounce a little bit. It's completely fine. I'm impressed. Like, this is actually pretty sick. So again, I am really happy with this. I'm very comfortable flying with it, even for the first time. Yeah, if you're interested in getting an FPV drone, highly recommend it. It is a little bit pricey, but let me know if this is something you'll be interested. If so, I'll fly more drone shots, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.